Hello everyone. I'm trying to make the Arabic menaish. Whether you use it with za'atar, whether you use it with cheese, whether you use it with meat, which is the meat pie. So I'm going to make the dough today and show you how it's done the best way that I do it. Right here I've got 4 cups of flour, all-purpose flour, just any flour that you have. Okay. Now I'm gonna put the 4 cups right here. And then I've got the other ingredients. I have fast rising yeast, which is not raw. If it's raw, then you need to put it in your warm water with some sugar, so this way it'll activate. And sugar helps the yeast to activate in that water. So I'm gonna put my next. I've got 2 teaspoons of sugar. I got 1 teaspoon of salt, about 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil or olive oil or whatever oil that you're gonna need. And this is about, I would say, just 1 little packet, which is about, probably 15 grams or so. So first I'm gonna go with the salt. The salt is right here. I'll go with the salt, and I'm gonna use the hook of the machine just to mix it up a little bit. And then next, I'm gonna go with the sugar. And then I'm gonna go with the yeast. So I'll use this just at the end. This will help the dough soften. I'll use the hook to hook up the machine. By the way, you can use your just regular hands, mixer in a bowl, just to do all that instead of using the machine if you don't have the machine. So the machine is not necessary, it just makes it easier for you. So I'm gonna lock up the machine right here. And then I've got somewhere around a cup and a quarter of cup of warm water to use with 4 cups of flour. Now we could use probably a little bit more or a little bit less. All depends on what kind of flour you have. You have some all-purpose flour, some strong and some weak. So if it's strong, it needs less water. If it's weak, it uses less water. If it's strong, it uses a lot of water. So I'm gonna go ahead and start that, and we can figure out how much water it needs. Don't put all the water all at one time. So just probably put about a cup and leave a quarter to the side, and then you'll see whether you need more or not. Now I can tell this needs a little bit more water, so I'm gonna go ahead and add more. Just gradually add just a little at a time. You don't need to dump all of it together because it's better to add water than to add flour to it. Now a lot of people add eggs or milk or whatever that you want to do. I mean, you can replace this water with milk, with warm milk if you want to, but it's not necessary. If you want to eat all the pies together, it's okay, but if you plan on freezing the pies or the menaish, if you plan on freezing all that stuff, I'd say don't use the milk. Now you can tell when it has enough, when it starts forming, if it has enough water, then you can tell that it starts forming and starts cleaning up on the side of the bowl. So you can tell you don't need it to be real hard dough or real soft, so it's just kind of in between. Mixing it takes about, I would say, between 5 minutes to 7 minutes or so. Now, if you were doing it on your, with hands, with no machine, it might take you about 15, 20 minutes just doing all that. Now the last step that you want to do is you want to add the oil. Probably somewhere around a teaspoon or a half a teaspoon, just to make the dough softer. We'll let that mix just for about a couple of minutes. But while we're doing that, I'm gonna bring this bowl and just add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, just a little bit. And the reason why I'm doing this is because when I take this dough, it needs to rise. I'll put the dough in here so the dough doesn't stick to the bowl while it's rising. That should be good right there. Okay, now so you can see how the bowl is being clean on the inside, that means the dough is ready to go. So we'll turn this off, take it out. And by the way, this dough right here, you can make pita bread with it too. So it's the same dough, pita bread, manaish, little flatbread pizza, whatever you want to call it. So here it is. You just put it in a bowl and we let it rest. We gotta cover it and put it in a warm place. Maybe your oven while it's not turned on. Maybe you can turn just the light on to give it a little bit more heat. It takes about an hour in the winter time or so. Summertime probably it takes about 30 minutes to double in size. So that's what we're looking for. So it can double in size, takes about an hour. Gotta cover it on both sides. And put it somewhere that is warm. And then next, I'm gonna show you how to mix, make the meat pie mix, which is, it has tomatoes, onions, and meat. Mix it. We'll wait for this to rise. So while we're waiting on the dough to rise, now I need to make the mixture of the meat pies. This is my mixture, which is I add tomatoes, parsley, garlic, onions, peppers, and now I've got 7 spices, salt, and pepper. Everybody does it their own way. So every region, every country, you know, they do it their own way. They add their own spices to it. Some add yogurt, some add tahini, some add pomegranate molasses, but this is the way I do it. It's very important for this mixture to be liquidy, and I've got this meat right here, so it's about a half a pound. It's very important also for the meat to be, you know, have enough fat, at least 20% fat. This is not 20% fat, but this would just have to do. So I'm gonna put all this in a food processor. I like pepper here, so if you guys don't like serrano pepper or don't like it that hot, you don't have to do it. Just put whatever you like. Parsley also is an option. Some people add lemon to it. Some people add sumac. Just whatever you like. I'm gonna add some tomato paste to it, just to give it that little red look. And just because I like tomato paste too, so. All right, so now we got the mixture. I'm gonna add it to the meat. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add the salt. Salt is to your liking. Pepper. And this is the 7 spice. Now you can add Caesar spice, you can add whatever spice that you guys have, it's fine. So, and I'm gonna dig in and mix it. Now a lot of you are gonna say this is watery, but yeah, it's supposed to be that way. This way it doesn't shrink on the bread when you put it on the bread. So just like that. It smells incredible. I'm gonna change the gloves, wash my hands, and then go to the next step. And now with the za'atar mix, which is thyme and sesame seed. All it takes is just za'atar. This has thyme, sesame seeds, and sumac. And I'm gonna add extra virgin olive oil to it. That's the whole mix. Now I think consistency is okay right here. So now we have the za'atar, shredded mozzarella cheese, and we also have the meat for all these pies. Next step, I'm going to show you how to take that out of the oven and what the dough look like, and then cut it up, portion it up, and use it for these pies. All right, so now we took this out of the warm spot. You can tell, you can see right here that it has doubled inside. Now I'm gonna take this and just put a little bit, sprinkle of flour on it. Because after I cut it, I let it sit for about another 10-15 minutes. So I'm just gonna cut it in these small balls right here. And then I'll get back after I'm done with all this. So this is what I'm done doing. It made me about 13. Those are going to be big too, so you can make them a lot smaller. And it's good to buy one of those scales, the cheap ones. You can also weigh them if you want to by the grams. You can do like 50 grams, 40 grams, 60 grams, whatever you want to do. I didn't weigh them right here, I just cut them the way it is, and it gave me 13. And it's going to be big manage. It's not going to be small ones. So now I'm just going to cover them and let them sit for about 15 minutes to relax. And then we'll work with them. Come back and work with them. Okay, so we're back. Now those are rested for about 10-15 minutes. You have to make sure your counter is clean. Just put the flour on there so your flour does not stick to the counter. You just open it up like this. And kind of just let it go. Now it depends on how you like your dough. like it thick, you're gonna keep it thick. If you like it thin, you just spread it out some more. Now, when I put this to rest, I'll turn my oven on. High temperature has to be 425 degrees at least, you know. You can do 450. And I've got a pizza stone in there. You don't have to have that, but it makes it easier. It gives you a nice crust. So I think this is good. This is the first one. So the first one we're gonna do is za'atar. That to the side, and then we'll do the cheese. I guess I'll just keep this one in here. Some people put parsley on it, some people put mint. I just like mine as just cheese. And the third one, I like to use my hand with this one because so those are ready to go in the oven. All right. Put this in here. Okay, so this is out of the oven. The meat, the za'atar, the cheese. We even made some pita bread out of the same dough. Here it is. Now we get to have Sophia come judge our pies. Sophia, you want to try some of this?
Yes.
Which one do you want?
Of course I'm going for the cheese.
You going for the cheese? Okie dokie. You want all of it?
No, just one slice.
Half of it?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Thank you.
You like that? Awesome. All right, see the back of this? That's why pizza stone is pretty good. And this one. All right, till next time. Thank you very much. Next time we'll do something different.